And we are back, everybody. Sorry about that. Well, you know, Streamlabs is wonderful and all that, isn't it? Hopefully the viewers are pouring over. Streamlabs is still telling me one person watching at the minute. Obviously, Stream Part 2 wants your likes and subscribes just as well as Part 1. So, where were we? We have a gearbox with a motor. Everything turns in it, and it will, eventually. Sit in here. Nice and low down. How low down, you ask? That is the question. Oh, these silly little wings are too big to fit through. Okay. Silly little wings. I think before we lose it, we're going to dab some solder. Which is going to hold our gearbox together. I don't understand what's happened. Streamlabs always been janky, but this is just stupid. I believe part of it is my terrible internet needing fixing, Alex, as well. But the problem is, Streamlabs won't reconnect ever. As an example, after the stream, when I record the video for Thursdays, I have to close Streamlabs and then reopen it to be able to use it to record after streaming. If I record a video on Streamlabs, I then have to close it before I can do a live stream. Streamlabs seems like Television New Zealand back in the 60s. Lots of technical difficulties screens. My technical difficulties screen is based on a 1950s US one. So it wasn't just you guys in New Zealand, you'll be glad to know. Do you believe it's gone to rear axle? I thought it was the front axle. It's very odd it won't reconnect, no good reason for that. No, exactly. And that's the bit that annoys me. Fair enough if something happens and it dies. The fact it won't ever reconnect annoys me. No. Bad. I haven't even turned the iron on. Such a professional, me. Haven't tested it in CAD, but maybe go for the front end. We did do something way back when. Let's say I'm just going through our old Discord chat. when we were in the design stages still. Oh yes, design for the rear axle. I see it now. See why it would annoy me too. Anytime I had connection issues, it reconnected fine, so we don't get it. No, it's very odd, isn't it? The idea was to use tank space. Yes, indeed, I have just double checked it all, Javier, and I see how it is supposed to go. Of course it wasn't flat. How could it possibly be expected to be flat and right when I'm doing something that will hold it in place permanently? And this, of course, is why you don't constantly fold and unfold it like I was doing. And there we are. If I move that up and down, we can see if it focuses, which it won't because it's this camera, everything still turns nicely. You'll just have to take my word for it. So yes, we go from this axle into the tank space. I mean, in theory, it could work the other way around because the motor does fit in the firebox space. So let's see if it does go this way round as well. Not quite. It would not quite work that way. And there's that answer. What flux are you using? I am using Fry's Powerflow flux, which is wonderful stuff. I've used maybe a third of what I bought nearly 2 years ago, and it's still going strong. So I am, it would appear, going to need to trim some bits from this. These winglets definitely need to go. Well, it's always good to know what works and what doesn't, isn't it, Javier? Then the line on at a less superior Great Western local. Great Western car. Great Western Heritage Railway Productions. Unless it's a jig dog, what do you want one of them for? There we go. So that one's folded up, and now we'll do the same on this side. And all it comes down to is this is a very, very tight fit because of how small the loco is. So these wings sticking out further than the motor is just a bit too much for it. That now fits through quite nicely. The mention of Great Western is heresy. Well, close, it's a city class. All good things are found in the field, Gary. Indeed. Question is this motor shaft at the back too long? It would appear not. That looks like a fit to me. There we go. It fits. Don't recognise the engine you are building. Can you tell us a bit more about it? Of course, Annie. This is an 1866 London and Brighton South Coast Railway 042, originally built as an 040 for the Polegate to Hailsham services. There is an EM gauge model of her in her saddle tank form as an 040, how she was originally built. When she was usurped from that service by a terrier, she was sent off to be the shunter at Brighton. At which point it was decided she didn't need such a big tank, so she was rebuilt as a well tank, and that there is a photo of the engine we are working on. So she is absolutely fantastic. You can see the resemblance between pre and post rebuild, but it really was quite a change. And this kit, this 3D kit designed by Javier for me, because I wanted this loco because I have Hailsham Station as my exhibition layout. So it meant a lot to me to be able to have this loco, and Javier has done, as you can see, an absolutely fantastic job of it. I mean, again, if I put the Terrier next to it to remind you all just how small this is, let's line the buffers up. There's a motor in there. Yes, there we have from Alex a link to Javier's Shapeways shop where this is available to buy. Served also at Littlehampton as well. Somewhere as a shunter, yes. And in fact, in that photo is when it was a shunter. And amazingly, for a shunter and such a small little thing, it was painted, as you can see in that photo, hopefully, in improved engine green. We will not be going with improved engine green because we're going with as built. We will be painting it up as in Craven colours. And let's face it, they're absolutely gorgeous colours, aren't they, still? They're not quite improved engine green, but they're still beautiful. That bottom one there, of course, being a rebuilt Jenny Lind. Another one of my favourites. And of course, for those that don't know, there is work of John Craven that has appeared on stream before. Because the man worked at a company that supplied some engines to Liverpool and Manchester as their chief draftsman. Thanks for that. What a lovely prototype. Anytime, Annie. Not a problem. I serve to entertain and inform. Who doesn't love a Jenny? Exactly, Alex. Yeah, she was scrapped in 1898, I believe. But paired up with some nice Craven era carriages, of which I have, again, photos of the ones that worked the line. So I've got the exact diagram numbers needed. She'll look absolutely fantastic. And with that blob of solder, our gearbox is solid. Just pop that back out and do a slightly better job of joining the gearbox up now. We've got it tacked in place, but we don't want it moving, do we? Yeah, Jenny, exactly. I see solder flying about, do you? It's not flying, it's all firmly attached to something. So that's the account you're choosing to grace us with tonight then, Wednesday Adams. Don't forget to re-smash that like button for part 2 of this 1 year anniversary stream. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to smash that like button. The like button is that, just as I live to entertain and inform, the like button lives to be smashed. Or gently tapped. And it really does help the channel when you do it. YouTube looks at things like likes, and the more liked something is, the more YouTube will recommend it. The more YouTube recommends it, the more people come and watch. The more people come and watch, the bigger we grow. The bigger we grow, the more we can do. There we go, that's better. So yes, there we have one gearbox. Just for the sake of testing, I'm going to put this in. I think I'm going to have to call it night alarm 6:15 tomorrow. Good night, Linny. Thank you for coming. Has been great to have you here. And I shall speak to you tomorrow, no doubt. The screw arm. Notice the screw arm is broken off as well. Where's my pack of small parts? Do you mean this one? Do you mean that one, Javier? Because if you do mean that one, you did that as essentially a separate part that was inside there, I believe. And I broke it off so that I could pop it in its hole, but I never permanently attached it. Very cleverly designed. Yes, welcome back, Killian. Been an excellent stream. Look forward to catching up with the rest of the stream tomorrow. Thank you, Linny. It really is appreciated. It really means a lot, the support that you all give. On the boiler where you connect it to the chassis. Oh, what, here? Yeah, that did snap. That was one of the first things to go, but there's enough there that I should still be able to get a screw through it. So that goes in that way. Looks like it wants me to take this off first. A lot of things do want me to take this off first. But now, if I move that up and down as it freely does, then the axle is turning. Yeah, that was my carelessness that broke that off, Javier. That wasn't the design of the kit at all. That was me being careless. Oh, do come out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the first time I have ever built a gearbox for a model locomotive. Sure hope so. Perhaps it would be worth adding plasticard layer on the inside. Quite possibly, yes. Quite possibly. I'm pretty sure there is enough there, though. I don't know how well we're going to get a focus on here. I can't remember. Oh, there's where I've put my card. Go on, give us a focus to show Javier where the hole is. There you go. There you go. You can see the hole. You can see there's still material there. It should be okay. Yeah, although this is the first time I am telling you, this is the first time I've done something. It's not actually the first time that my first time doing something has been recorded live for you to all watch. So I am quite used to the pressure of having never done something before. So don't be surprised when I get it right. I do my studying first. I don't know about my fellow CAD people. I get the design jitters every time. Hydration is important, ladies and gentlemen. It is. 11 o'clock here. We have 1 hour left. And with that great success, I want to get the wheels mounted on here. But I'm just trying to look round at this, and I'm wondering, how do we do